So today's session is going to be about the study and the practice of mathematics. What is the need to study mathematics and why should we practice mathematics, and what are all the skills that we develop while we learn mathematics? Yes, teachers. So my question is, what does the study and practice of mathematics promote? That's what is my question. I wanted answers from you all. This is definitely not going to be a monologue session. I wanted you all to interact. You're all seasoned teachers in most of the schools. So if you could share your experiences, if you could share whatever you have observed in your classes and all these years, if you could share your experience in teaching mathematics, it would be of great help, and it is definitely going to be only an interactive session. Again, I repeat that. So what does the study and practice of mathematics promote? Why should we study and practice mathematics? And what is it actually promoting? Yes, teachers? I wanted feedback from you all. Yes, go ahead.
When we talk about maths, ma'am, without maths, nothing is possible. So every day, from getting up earlier, from getting up to till we are going to the bed, in all our daily aspects, we are using the maths, ma'am. So if the child knows or is very interested in everything, if he likes maths, he'll get some confidence over the life. By seeing the time, a smaller kid telling the time is challenge for the first. Getting up 6 o'clock அப்படின்னா அந்த hands எல்லாம் அவங்க முதல்ல பார்க்கணும், அந்த hands பார்த்து read பண்ண தெரியணும். So their maths involves them. By seeing the time, morning நம்ம time பார்க்கறதுல இருந்து evening அவனோட routine work, planning everything, 1 hour time படிக்கணுமா, 2 hour time படிக்கணுமா. So there the time happens. Then arranging the back, ordering. First, I have to keep a maths note. Second, I have to keep the Tamil notes, like that. Ordering the numbers. So whatever we do in all our activities, math takes place now.
Excellent.
So confident to the child to do all his activities.
Okay.
That's why we need to learn maths now. It's a skill too.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I think all of you would have heard about what she has told now. She says, everyday life involves mathematics in it. Whatever actions we do or things around us involve mathematics. She starts with the child getting up from the bed and getting ready for the school. Isn't it, ma'am? Am I right? Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Even though when we ask a child to take an item which is a rectangular note, please take that rectangular shape notebook, or you take a square box. So every day the shapes involved. So mathematics, all the concepts are related to our daily life.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else? Just simply put it in a sentence saying that everything involves mathematics in our day-to-day life. Yes? Anybody else? Okay. One person has answered in the chat saying that math promotes problem-solving skills. Another one person has text, make them to understand problem solving. Okay. Manjula ma'am has replied saying that it improves thinking skills. Fine. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Fine. And logical skills. Yes. Correct. Okay. So now the study and the practice of mathematics promotes lot of skills which is very important for the child's growth. Very important for the child's growth, not only academically but holistically. That is very, very important. How is it going to help the child develop holistically, not only academically? That's what we are going to see today. Now, before that, let me share the books that we are following. So these are the books that we are following this year. Hope some of your schools have already got these books. If you haven't got it, I think some of them have ordered this particular year. Maybe the coming year you will get these books. So these are the books prescribed for class 1, 2, and 3. And for the coming academic year for 2023-24, we are also going to provide books for classes 4 and 5. Now, what does these books promote? How is it different from the other publications? Is it going to be the same content or the same text that we have followed in these books? Why have we to follow a different book? This is definitely not a book promotion. Understood? So now, what does the NEP says to learn and educate mathematics with the lower class children? What is the expectation of the NEP? Now, what is the study of mathematics? That was my first question, and you all gave some answers. Yes, it's not only about problem solving. Of course, it also solves many problems, but it is not only about problem solving. Apart from problem solving, what are the other phases of it? It develops life skills to face real life situations. It teaches them to handle failures and try ways to success. It appreciates their creativity. It encourages them to take decisions. It helps them to understand the world better. It gives lot of space to build their self-confidence. So now one by one we are going to see. Now I have stated that it is not only about problem solving. It develops life skills to face real life situations. So what are the life skills that they acquire and they need to acquire to face the real life situations, and how is the study of math going to help them? Yes, teachers? Come on. So what are the life skills that they need to face the real life situations? Already you have said confidence. Then, is it only confidence? Is confidence alone enough to face the life? Yes?
No, ma'am. They should at least know the basic operations of maths in order
This
to
is
face
not
the.
about the operations. Kindly understand my question. Life skills. I'm just talking about the life skills. We'll come to all those things little later. What are the
They should understand the problem, ma'am. Understanding.
Okay. Then what is the skill that they develop in understanding?
Thinking skills, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am.
Madam, please, please try to understand my question. I'm not talking only academically. It helps holistic development. When I talk about holistic development, is it involving only academic improvement? What are the skills that a child needs to learn to face the real world?
Ma'am, critical thinking and creative thinking.
Very good.
How to
critical thinking. You said confidence.
Memory.
Then creative thinking.
Memory.
Okay.
Time management. Communication.
Time management. Very important. Yes. Time management. Yes. When I say time management, is it not space management also? Is it not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, namaste, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Namaste.
Even Kamakshi here.
Yes,
even for filling a water bottle, a child should know when to stop the tap. So that
Very
also
good.
involves some kind of a calculation. So which is a very
Calculation.
small, yes, a
Yes.
life skill also. So
Yes.
in that case, and
Yes.
even for when boiling or
To communicate, ma'am.
Able to communicate. Excellent. Yes, that is one of the skill that they need to acquire in this present world.
Ma'am,
And
decision making.
Decision making, very good. Already I have written that. It encourages them to take decisions. Yes. Look at the third point. It teaches them to handle failures. In what way is math helping them to face failures and try ways to success? In what way is it helping? Can you relate it to math? Some of you would think I'm deviating from the math concepts. No, not at all. I'll come to that. How is it helping them to handle failures? Are all children able to solve all the sums that we give? Are all children able to solve all the sums that we give?
No, ma'am.
No, not at
No,
all.
ma'am.
There are a few who are not able to solve. So what do we do then? What do we do then? We handhold them. Or in other way, peer teaching happens. Am I right? Peer teaching happens. So they are trying to find ways to solve that problem and succeed in doing that. Yes, they are trying to face the failures and they themselves try means to overcome that failures. And it appreciates their creativity. Is math giving room for creativity? Is it only the arts and crafts teacher who give room for creativity? Are we not giving? Yes, teachers. In what genre are we giving room for creativity? Can you tell me? Where is this creativity actually taking place in mathematics?
And everyone solves the sum within different angle.
Exactly, ma'am.
So,
Exactly. Very good. So not necessary that the child should follow the same monotonous method that the teacher does it on the blackboard. There is a room for creativity even in problem solving. We always think when it is creativity, we only relate it to geometry. Isn't it? We relate it to geometry. Not at all. Even in problem solving, there are ways, different ways to solve the same problem. Correct? Yes. And it encourages them to take decisions. How are they taking decisions? Are we allowing them to take decisions? Are we allowing them to take decisions? Tell me.
no, ma'am.
No, we are not allowing. But are they taking their own decisions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they are taking their own decisions. In what way are they taking the decisions?
Even from the wake up point, they are taking their decisions on their own, ma'am. While they are wake up or not, so while we have to come to school or not, while I have to write the note or not, is my handwriting is better or worse. All decisions are taken by themselves only, ma'am.
Fine. It's understand the world better. So
Yes,
math is going to help them to understand the world better.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can assure you 100%. Yes. Yes. Okay. It gives them a lot of space to build their self-confidence, which we have already dealt with. Most of you have shared that point only. It builds self-confidence amongst them. Now, I have mentioned the life skills, correct? Now, what are the life skills? Now, let me list out the life skills. What are the life skills that they are going to gain through the study of mathematics? Language skills, cultural values, Vedic skills, financial skills, memory skills, critical thinking skills, experiential learning, social skills, analytical skills. Now I have listed so many skills. Have I left out anything? You could definitely point out. Have I left out or have I covered all the skills? Teachers, have I covered everything? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let's start from the language skills. Is math helping them to develop language skills? Is it true? If so, in what way? Can you just give me an example where language skills are developed in learning mathematics or
Understanding the word problems, ma'am.
okay, in understanding the word problems. So only if they have a sound language knowledge, you mean to say that they'll be able to solve the word problems? So is it only in the word problems that they are going to face difficulty in understanding the language? Yes, teachers.
Even though the simple things they have to understand, ma'am. Even find the sum also, they are able to read the sum. Then only they can do whether it is addition or what operation they can understand.
Okay, so you said these are the things that they have to know, and their language skill is very, very important if they need to understand the sum. Correct? Now, as a teacher, how am I going to develop this language skill? How am I going to develop this language skill? Yes, somebody has raised the hand. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, we can create the real life situation which are connected to the students, which will be helpful to develop the language skill as well as the mathematical computations.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Can you give me one example? How to improve their language skills? And why is it very important to improve the language skill? For a better understanding in mathematics.
Yeah, we can ask the child to
and how,
buy things from
as a
grocery.
teacher, I'm going to do that.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We can create a situation like buying a milk from the shop. From that, they can develop the vocabulary skills which are related to language skills, which also includes the mathematical operation like addition, subtraction, whether they have to do. In those ways, we can connect with the real life situations, ma'am.
Fine. Very good, ma'am. This is maybe for 4th and 5th standard level. Am I right?
Ma'am.
Yes. Okay. For a first standard child, what am I going to do? My first standard child don't know how to read a proper sentence. Correct? That's how they are. And that is the stage where they learn how to read the simple sentences, understand the sentence, and then work out the sums. So how am I going to develop the language skill for the lower class children, say 1 and 2? What kind of activity or what kind of methods can I adapt to promote the language skills? Okay, come on.
We can develop the vocabulary skills, ma'am. Am I right?
Vocabulary skills, correct. So how am I going to relate it to mathematics? Because my math class shouldn't turn into an English class. Then the purpose is defeated, isn't it? I should teach math, but at the same time, improve their vocabulary. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? Yes. Anybody else?
Ma'am?
Yes.
In the classroom before, even though is it first standard or second standard, we make them to read the question from the book itself.
Okay.
We make the students to read the question, and every day if we give this practice means they are able to understand the vocabulary, ma'am.
Okay. So is it only making them read the question that's enough? Is it, will it not be bored for them? So every day the teacher is asking me to read. Okay, fine, I'm reading. So ma'am has asked me to read, so I'm reading.
Ma'am, we can give the keyword of
Reading, others are going to listen. Of course, they will listen.
Ma'am, we can give keywords for the operations. Like for some means it's addition.
Ma'am, I'll come to that later, which is
Ma'am,
definitely not recommended, which is definitely not recommended. Actually, we are misleading them if we give keywords for the 4 operations. Please don't do that. Okay, I'll come to that little later.
ma'am, language skills can be developed by just asking them basic questions, ma'am, like how many eyes do we have? How many ears do we have? How many members are there in your family? So in that way, the answers will be related to numbers, and they will also understand the sentence structure.
Fine, ma'am. Very nice. Very nice. So I will just show you an activity. Are you able to see, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, this is for class 1. In class 1, at the most, what they learn is numbers. Numbers from 1 to 100. Numbers, number names, expanded form, ascending, not ascending, increasing order and decreasing order, comparison, circling the greatest, smallest, and simple addition and subtraction. Not even subtraction, only addition. Am I right? Subtraction, of course, by 1 digit by 1 digit. No borrowing, nothing. Now, if you look at the class 1, count the number of letters in each word. So, what are they actually doing? A word is given to them. They are going to read the word. They are not going to read the letters. They are going to read the word radio. And from that, they are going to count the number of letters in each word. So, I'm involving counting, which is very, very important in class 1. In class 1, major concepts are covered only in counting the numbers. Am I right, teachers? Yes. So,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
it's a simple activity. Give some words. Ask them to count the number of letters in each word. Very important is they are going to read that word also. They are going to read that word also. Now, if you look at the next one, math and language. So what I have done is I have integrated the subject English along with mathematics. So it's a subject integration. It is a subject integration. Now, the operation what I have involved here is addition. So in the beginning, it is only counting. After that, when it comes to the addition chapter, they'll count the number of letters in each word and then finally add. Can you see this, teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is not just only addition, but involving simple language which will make them understand. Here, math and language is integrated, and the operation what I have involved in this is addition. So this is one simple activity for class 1. Of course, remember always the activities that you suggest for that particular class should be relevant and appropriate. Very important is relevant and appropriate. Simply, we have been asked to do language skills. You cannot just like that give something else to the children. It should be appropriate for their age and also relevant. It should be relevant. That is very, very important. It cannot be an entirely vocabulary activity or it cannot be an entirely math activity. How am I going to integrate both? When it comes to subject integration, I'm talking about subject integration. So here I have involved the language and math. Is this fine, teachers? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes,
Next
ma'am.
one. Culture and values. How is this culture and values going to help? in mathematics. If you look at the first one, can you see, teachers? All of you are able to see the screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. In the first one, color the months according to the season. What is involved here? They understand the seasons. Yes. And they understand the important events that take place in these months, in all the 12 months of the year. And when is it celebrated? That is very, very important. And why is it given so much of importance? And what is the value that I get by following Indic culture? That is very important, by following Indic culture. Now look at the first one. I just maximize it. Okay. Now is it better? Yes. Now color the months according to the season. If you see the seasons, I have listed summer, winter, and rainy. I'm not going to discuss about the spring season or the other seasons that they learn in EVS. Definitely no. Okay, the monsoons, all that I have not touched. I have touched only the basic. They know summer season, they know winter season, and they know the rainy season. That's all. This is for the lower classes 1 and 2. Now, exactly January, February, March, April, I have listed the months. On either sides of that, I have listed few pictures which involves the events that take place during those months. Now, what is the role of the math teacher now? Can you tell me? Are we just going to ask them to open the page? Okay, January, March, Republic Day finished. February, what is it? March, what is it? May, April, May, June, July. Just math, children. Is our job over? Yes, teachers, come on. Is that the way we are going to teach?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
We
tell me
have-
now, how are we going to teach this particular page? Do you think this particular page is very easy to handle and it will take only a couple of minutes for me to only draw the lines, match, finished? So children are also going to copy from the blackboard. Is it so?
We have to give few more
No, ma'am.
points on those days. What is the importance of celebrating those days?
Exactly, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Exactly. Republic Day. I have given only January. But when is the Republic Day celebrated? Is it not very important? Is it not a national festival? Yes, teachers. Now, can you find out the answers for all the other months quickly? You can go by months. Not necessary that you have to list out everything. January is already listed. If you could find out easily. What is the one that children will find out very, very easily? Can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am. October 2nd.
Children's Day, ma'am.
Children's Day, ma'am.
Children's Day, they will definitely find out. So when is it? In the month of
November.
November. Yes, fine. Then
Earth Day is in the month of April, ma'am.
April, ma'am.
okay, now you didn't you said somebody said October 2nd. Yes, Gandhi Jayanti. And I have it as a non-violence day. So when is it? October. Then
Teachers' Day, September 5th.
very good. Yes, that also they will find out. Because these are the ones which are very, very common to them. Yes.
Women's Day on March 8th.
Have I given Women's Day?
March 8th.
Have I given Women's Day?
Mother's Day, ma'am, is it?
I have given Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, okay.
Mother's Day, that is Mother Language Day.
Women's Day, ma'am.
Okay, if you want me, just zoom that also.
Ma'am, Yoga Day, June month.
Very good.
Ma'am, Tiffin
Kisan Divas is on
Oh.
December.
Okay.
Labour's Day on May 1st. May 1st, Labour's Day.
Okay.
Mother language is on February.
Kisan Divas is on December, ma'am.
Okay.
June,
Fine.
World Water Day.
Then Independence Day, don't they find out very easily?
August
August.
15th.
They'll find out.
August
Yes.
15.
Okay. So what is left out now?
Kargil Vijay Divas.
Hmm.
It's on July, ma'am.
Okay. Correct. Hmm. Exactly. So what is left out now? What is left out? Earth Day is there, correct?
Earth Day is on April 22, ma'am.
Exactly. Exactly. Have we covered everything?
October, International Day of Non-Violence.
Yes, ma'am. That's what. Yes, correct. Hmm. Yes, ma'am. So one of you can quickly tell me what are the days that we celebrate on these months? Come on, fast. Anybody? Quick.
I can know.
Yes, ma'am.
January, Republic Day.
Wait, ma'am. Yes. Come on.
February, International Mother Language Day.
Yes.
March, World Water Day.
Exactly.
April, Earth Day.
Hmm.
May,
Hmm.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hmm.
June, Yoga Day, International Yoga Day.
Hmm.
July, Kargil Vijay Divas. August, Happy Independence Day.
Hmm.
September, Teachers Day.
Hmm.
October, International Day of Non-Violence.
Hmm.
November, Children's Day.
Hmm.
And December, Kisan Divas.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was very nice. Kind enough to do it so spontaneously. Thank you. So, actually, when you're doing this, do you think just on the spot we can go and do this in the class? As teachers, we have to be well prepared to take this to the children, correct? Don't you think so? In front of the children, we can't keep searching the Google. I know many of them would have done that. So do you think it would be nice on our part to search in the Google in front of the children? We have to go well prepared to class. So whether it is first standard or fifth standard, preparation is very, very important. Now look at the value-based activity that I have given next to that. What value are they going to get? Purabi saw her Thakurma. See, instead of directly giving grandma, I have given Thakurma. So I am bringing in a language which a child is going to know. Thakurma is a language in Bengali. It's a Bengali language. Grandma in Bengali. So Purabi saw her Thakurma arranging saris in a cupboard. She asked her whether she needs any help. Thakurma asked her to arrange 24 saris equally in the cupboard, which has 4 racks. Purabi tried and arranged them equally in 4 racks. How many saris were placed in each rack by her? If Thakurma had asked her to place the saris in 3 racks, how many saris will be placed in each rack? So these are the common things that happen in everybody's home. Yes or no? Yes or no, teachers? Kindly answer.
Yes, ma'am.
The saris.
Yes,
Maybe
ma'am.
they will not
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
the child to arrange the saris. They might ask the child to arrange the cups or the water bottles or the plates in the kitchen. or the vessels in the kitchen, or simple books. Arrange the books properly in your own shelf. Arrange your own clothes in your cupboard. Don't they do that? Yes, they ask the children to do all these things. So I have brought in that value where children need to learn to help their parents, their grandparents and elders, of course. And also how to keep things in a proper way, how to arrange things in a proper way. That's what is insisted here. So now at the same time, what mathematical concept have I brought in here?
Division, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. Division. So this is for class 3. So instead of directly giving a question, okay, children, take a notebook, divide 339 divided by 3. That's all, finished. It's not going to make any change in the child's learning because it is definitely not an interesting sum for them. It is a routine sum what the teacher gives every day. Isn't it? So let us make it more interesting. So when they read these kind of questions, after reading the questions, discuss. Do they do such things at home? Not exactly the saris or the other ways in which they help the elders. So this discussion should happen at the end of this question. That is very important. That's what we are also expecting. And then as the next one is a value-based learning, which is given at the bottom. Values are very, very important and they are formed only in the formative years. In the later years, it's very difficult for us to also make them understand the values or the importance of the values and the importance of following those values in their everyday life. It is in the primitive years, we can put all these things to them and children believe whatever the teacher says. So let us make the best use of that and give them all the values that is very important in life. See, Kuhan usually celebrates its birthday with children in an orphanage. So here the word orphanage is new to them. So we have to tell them what is an orphanage. He and his Achachan. So again, I'm bringing another language there. So you need to definitely say what is Achachan in English and what language it is. Went to a sweet shop to buy sweets for his friends in the orphanage. They bought 1 kg of kaju cake for rupees 1,670 and 1 kg of rasagulla for rupees 1,515. How much did they spend in all? See, I'm bringing in the value, but at the same time, I'm not deviating from the math concept at all. So what concept is brought in here?
Addition.
Addition. Again, it is 2-digit addition, which is class 3. Yes, which is done in class 3. I have also listed another value-based question there. Definitely, that's also going to be an interesting one where food packets are distributed to the orphanage. So another activity also I have listed. So these are the different ways to make math more interesting and also what? Can you tell me? Is it only for the interesting purpose we are doing all these things?
Meaningful, ma'am.
Incorporate life skill.
Exactly, ma'am. More meaningful to their life. Exactly.
Meaningful to them.
Yes. Next one. This Vedic mathematics. Now in the books, at the wrapper page, on the wrapper page, we have included Vedic mathematics. Of course, they are too small to understand Vedic mathematics. But what we have done is we have introduced simple terms in Vedic mathematics and also touched on the concepts that they learn in that particular age. So for class 1, I have touched upon the words Akilam, Nikilam. I have touched on the words Akilam and Nikilam. So what is this Akilam and Nikilam? I have not gone to big numbers at all because I'm pretty sure that they will not be able to understand if I take big numbers and explain. So I have done with only 1-digit and 2-digit numbers, definitely not more than that. So this Akilam and Nikilam, I have just given a simple explanation. Akilam is the whole and Nikilam is that which makes it a whole. So Akilam, when it is a whole, I know 10, 100 and 1000 are going to be the whole. 10, 100 and 1000. Definitely I'm not going to touch 1000, but in the wrapper I have given 1000 for them to have a better understanding. Some children are definitely smart. They know up to 1000 also, but I have stopped only up to 10 and 100. Now, what is this niculum? That which makes it complete. Say if I say 7, 7 added to what will make it 10. So there I'm also introducing the concept of addition and subtraction. When you look at this class 2, there I have introduced simple multiplication, because in class 2, they learn multiplication. Till class 1, they don't have multiplication. It is only introduction through skip counting. Whereas in class 2, they learn multiplication. So I have introduced the concept of multiplication through Vedic mathematics by a small sutra, Ekanyunena Purvena. It's a very simple concept. And I have given an explanation also. And then for class 3, again, I have touched on the multiplication of 2 digit by 2 digit. 2 digit by 2 digit. Can you see that? Ekadikena Purvena. So here 1 digit and here it is 2 digit. And here in second standard, you might ask me, ma'am, you have also touched on 2 digit in second standard. Yes, but there is a condition there. How to make 2 digit by 2 digit? Very easy. If it is multiplied by 9, 99 and 999. That there is a condition there. I'll deal about this Vedic mathematics in one of my session. Of course, on Saturday. Not much now. I'll just move on to the next one. Now, we have been doing the skills. So language skills is over. Culture and values is over. Vedic mathematics is over. Now, very important is spatial skills. Don't you think the spatial skills is very important for a child in their primitive years? In the classroom, how is this skill going to help them? Can you tell me? Why is spatial skills so very important? Very important.
Classwork
You would
writing.
have observed children.
Classwork writing.
Yes, ma'am. Very good. Come on, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Classwork writing. Yes, very good. So what should they know? And how is the spatial skill very important in maintaining and writing in the classwork? Yes, ma'am. Can you please elaborate on that? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm not able to hear you. So she said classwork. How is it going to help them to gain the spatial skill to maintain the classwork or to write in the classwork? Have you seen children writing so big in the classwork notebook or in any notebook? If 10 lines can be written in that page, they'll write only 4 lines. And there are children, if only 10 lines have to be written, they'll write 20 lines in the same page. Have you observed both these cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And when there is no space to continue the division in that page, they would have started the sum. Have you observed all these small? It would be a minor mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So it would all be very minute things which can be ignored. Yes, it can be ignored. But at this stage, if we don't address these minute issues, it's definitely going to affect them when they go to the higher classes or in their life later. They should know how to space out things, how to manage the space well. And very important is, that's what I started. Okay. You would have seen children fighting with each other for the space in the same desk. Have you observed that? And they would always be fighting to keep their notebooks in a proper position and write. If there is a girl adjacent to them, they will occupy more space. The child who is very weak in argument will have only less space. Have you seen this also? Have you seen this also? And they spread too many things on the table, not leaving space for the other child to keep her own notebook. These things also we have observed. And very important, in a class of 40, if I throw the question, children, if there are 20 desks or 21 desks in the class, how many children can be seated? If two has to be put up in a single desk, they'll immediately start counting. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No. 21 desks are there. 21 into 2, simply 42. This is what should be the answer immediately. Don't you think so? Don't you think so, teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And very important, identifying bigger ones and smaller ones in the lower classes is very important. Why? Because they should know whether that particular object can fit into a bag which is smaller in size or bigger in size. They should know to relate the size. Very important. They should know to relate the size. And which one would be ideal to use? Which one should be ideal to use? That is also very important. Say, for example, I have a water bottle. I have given them a spoon and I have given them a glass. A glass means a tumbler. Which one to fill the bottle quickly?
Tumbler.
Yes.
Tumbler.
Should be able to identify all these things. The bigger one is more ideal because it can fill the bottle quickly. Yes. And then the size of the object or the material that I'm using should also be relevant and appropriate. Supposing if I'm going to take a cough syrup, will I use a big spoon or a tumbler? No. It's going to be a very small spoon or the measuring cup which comes along with the bottle. Am I right? For that, I needn't take a big container. And one more thing, if I'm going to ask them to identify a bowl which can hold 1 liter of oil or water or milk, they should be able to identify between the two or amongst the materials or the objects that I have displayed. They should be able to estimate, okay, this vessel can hold 1 liter. This cannot. All these things they should be able to judge. All these comes only by experience. This comes only by experience. They have to experience that. So what is very important again now? Experiential learning is very important. Experiential learning is very, very important. Only when they experience, they will be able to space out the things effectively and relevantly. Yes, teachers. Now, this is for the lower class. First one is just tick the bigger object or color the bigger object. This I can do for class 1. But this may not be an interesting activity when I do it for class 5. So in that case, what should I do? I should give them a different idea. Yes. And look at the next one, tick the taller building. So this comparison, which is big, again, which is small, here tall and short. Now look at the next one. Circle the objects that can roll, only roll in green, only slide in red, both roll and slide in blue. See, here my concentration is not only on the color code or not only on the rolling and sliding, but also the shape. That is very important. So what are the shapes that can roll and slide? What are the shapes that can only roll? What are the shapes that can only slide? So what is very important here? They should know the properties of those shapes. And they should know the structure. Very important is they should know the structure. How is that figure? How solid is that figure? So what are the faces? How are the edges? Yes, that should be very, very carefully calculated. And then they have to decide which can roll, which can slide, and which can do both. Correct? So it's not only a coloring activity, but at the same time, we are bringing in the concept also. Yes, teacher. So spatial skills are very important for them to promote mathematical learning. Next one, problem solving. This is what was listed by many of the teachers. My first question was, what is the study of mathematics? You said problem solving. All of them, most of them said it involves problem solving. So it promotes problem solving. Yes, it gives problem solving. So now, how are the problems going to be solved? Is it going to be a direct problem solving? No. And now, I have given a word problem here. Of course, it is a very simple word problem. Rama and her friends went to the beach. There were 12 plastic bottles lying on that part of the beach. They picked up 8 bottles and dropped them into the dustbin. How many plastic bottles are still lying on the beach? So it's not just a problem solving. I'm bringing in some values that plastic bottles cannot be thrown anywhere and everywhere. Yes, is it good to use plastic bottles? So again, the importance of using steel bottles, avoid plastic bottles, use glass bottles or steel bottles. Why do you think so? How can you help to keep the beach clean? So what are the ways that I can keep the beach clean? But these are the values. But what is my main point? How to solve the problem? First, I should comprehend the question. What is my comprehension here? 12 plastic bottles are lying on the part of the beach. Oh, how many did they pick? Only 8 bottles they picked and dropped them into the dustbin. So how many are still lying there? So what operation should I do? I have to decide. So what is left out there? So left out, I have to immediately think, yes, it is subtraction. Only 8 has been taken away. The remaining are still lying there. So I need to subtract. Okay. So I have also listed few problem solving questions wherein they need to think and answer. Okay. But there is an interesting question. Bhaskar has to attend a meeting at Bengaluru on Friday. He reserved a train ticket well in advance. Bhaskar reached the railway station to board the train at 7 p.m. But he was not able to board the train. He missed the train. Do you know why? After that, there is a question. After that, we have given the explanation. Now, what is the main idea behind this question? Can anyone tell me?
Teaching them time management or punctuality.
Time management is there. There is a hint in that question itself. The train ticket.
You have to reserve the well in advance.
Reserve the train ticket well in advance. Yes. Do the train tickets give the time in the 12-hour clock time?
Railway time now.
24-hour clock time.
24-hour clock time,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So what did this Bhaskar do? He has misunderstood. In the railway timings, it's strictly followed 24-hour clock time, correct? Yes, it would have been given 7 hours. It was clearly given 7 hours. But Bhaskar misunderstood it as 7 p.m. 7 hours is nothing but 7 a.m. If it is 7 p.m., what would have been the time specified in the train ticket?
19 hours. ma'am.
19 hours.
Exactly. It would have been mentioned as 19 hours. But these are the things which they need to really know, because if they look the train tickets, for this you can bring in some duplicate train tickets, or you can ask them if they have some old train tickets and ask them to look for the timing that is mentioned in the train tickets. So they will believe whatever the teacher says. They, just like that nowadays children don't accept. If they visualize the train tickets, yes, train tickets have 24-hour clock time. So what is important? I need to know what is the 24-hour clock time also. Not enough if I know only 12-hour clock time. I should also learn what is 24-hour clock time. So This is very important. Here, time management is very important, but because he was not able to understand the 24-hour clock time that was mentioned in the train ticket, he missed the train. Yes. Next one, financial skills. So I think all of you would agree, financial skill is a very, very important skill. Why? Is it only because to manage money, transact money, or only to save money? Is it only because of these 3 points? What will happen if I am not able to manage my financial skills? When I become big, what will happen?
I'll spend a lot.
Yes, yes, you don't know how to save. You will spend a lot. Ultimately, what will happen?
You will be in debt.
You will become?
You will be in debt, ma'am.
Okay, correct. Then, just a minute. Yes.
You may not lead a proper life.
Okay, you cannot lead a proper life. Yes, then. So is it
You
only
can be easily cheated
the
with
life
others.
properly and managing the life properly? When you do money transactions, you should not be get cheated. That is very important, isn't it? You should not be cheated.
Yes,
If you're not able to calculate simple transactions, then what is the use? You might be cheated very easily. And more so ever, savings is very important. You should know how to manage your transactions, how to manage your finance, how much to save, how much to spend, and what is my earning. And in the lower classes, it's not earning. I have this much, how much I can spend from this. Will this money be enough for all my needs? I may have so many longings. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. But will the money be sufficient to buy all that I wanted? So I should be able to calculate. And if I'm not able to buy, I have to prioritize which is important, which is the need of the hour, that I will buy. And if I go along with my friends to buy certain things, how am I going to share the money and spend it? How much is each one's contribution? Yes. And what are the things that we can get out of this money? So it's very, very important. It's very important. Children should know how to use the money very, very carefully and effectively. So we, of course, in mathematics, we give a lot of importance to money chapter. When we look at this money chapter, only in the lower classes, it is a separate chapter for class 1 and class 2, class 1, 2, and 3. From class 4 onwards, in all the 4 operations, we involve the money into it itself. It's not a separate topic in class 4 and class 5. Why? Because all the transaction in money involves all the 4 operations. So it's not a separate chapter. It is included in the 4 operations chapter itself. Yes, there is an experiential learning activity. If you could read that, I'll read that for you. Teacher divides the students into 5 groups. This is just an activity. You can design your own ways to do this. Each group will create a shop in the classroom with 4 different items with a price tag on each item. See, this is just an example. This is only to give an idea how it can be done. It needn't be necessary only 4 different items. It is left to the discretion of the teacher. Each group visits the other shops and purchases items. They prepare a bill and find the amount to be paid for the purchased item. Finally, the students will show the bill to the teacher. 3 friends. This is the first one. Next question. 3 friends visited an ice cream shop. Find the total amount paid for the ice creams purchased by them using the rate chart displayed in the shop. This is a rate chart. I haven't said how many did they buy. Three friends visited an ice cream shop. So they would have brought vanilla. One would have bought vanilla. Other one would have bought strawberry. Other one would have brought mango or a chocolate. So there are a lot of combinations. I have listed only three friends. Or all the three could have brought strawberry. Or all the three could have bought chocolate. So there are a lot of options. So children are given a chance to decide whatever they wanted to find out. So this is an open-ended question. So the choice is left to the discretion of the child. So each one will arrive at a different answer. And moreover, the teacher should have the patience to check all these answers. That is very important. Understood, teachers? So let me move on to the next skill.
Yes, ma'am.
This is just to give an idea. Okay, memory skills. So memory skills, immediately all of us related to the tables, correct? So nowadays, we hear and see many people advising tables need not be memorized. Do you all agree with that? Do you all agree? Every time, are they going to put out their fingers? Of course, there are a lot of methods to learn tables. Yes, not necessary that it is only one method that they have to adapt. Of course, there are a lot of methods. I don't deny that. Using the fingers, they can do wonders in tables. But every time, are they going to put out the fingers and do the calculation in fingers? This is only for the initial stage. But at the end of it, all children have to memorize the tables. There is no doubt about it at all. Yes. How did we all learn tables? Do you remember? Our teachers were at the back of us to make us learn tables, right? Yes. And even our mothers were
Yes, ma'am.
We have to learn tables. Enna padikiriyo illiyo tables theriyum. Correct? They used to tell, even if I wake you from sleep, you have to learn it. You have to be able to tell me the answer. Not like the monotonous way of starting. 1 2s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Not like that. 2 7s are 7 8s are 5 6 are. Isn't it? When they ask us like that. So memory skill is very, very important. Not only in tables, but if you look at the other part of it, number combinations. This is very important in doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, because many a times they don't know this. What are the number combinations? Number combinations are nothing but numbers which add up to get the sum as from 1 to 10. Yes, these are very important because when you give an addition sum, say, say for class 3, 573 plus 277. Immediately, 7 plus 3, it should be 10. They can't put out their fingers. 7 in the mind, 3 in the finger. No. These number combinations help them to solve the sums quicker. Yes. And also rearrangement. It's only 2 numbers. Okay, they are able to arrange one after the other and solve easily. Suppose you come to class 5. I would have given some 4 set of numbers. So they should be able to rearrange the numbers so that it is easy for them to do the addition. So this is where this number combinations play a major role. Understood, teachers? So all these number combinations and learning the tables is very important. And of course, memory skills are developed while doing all these things in mathematics. Now come to the next one. You all said critical thinking. Okay, what is critical thinking? Do you think it is thinking out of the box? Is it only always out of the box? Critical thinking. I'm going to question out why. That is where critical thinking happens. I'm going to question out why. Why do we buy traveling bags with wheels? When is this introduced? Can you tell me? Can you relate this question to any particular topic in mathematics? Come on, teachers. How is this question related in mathematics? Teachers, come on.
It's related to the properties of shapes, ma'am.
Exactly, ma'am.
Because the wheel is.
What is that I'm bringing in? Yes, ma'am. In shapes.
Objects that can roll easily, ma'am.
Exactly. Already I have introduced objects that can roll, objects that can slide, and objects that can do both. Now, why do we buy traveling bags with wheels? So what is the purpose of buying these traveling bags, all these trolleys?
Measurement.
Because it will be easy to carry the heavy luggage, ma'am.
Exactly. The load will not be on our shoulders. We have to just push it. And what happens when we push? The wheels keep rolling. Yes, the wheels keep rolling and we are able to take it wherever we want it instead of carrying it. Putting the heavy load on our hands is taken away. Just taken away. So this is an easy method, of course. But what concept is being dealt here? Of course, the shapes that can roll. And have you observed the wheels of the trolley or the traveling bags? Ask children to observe in what shape it is. What shape it is? It's in the form of? What is the shape? What is the shape of the wheel, teachers?
Fraction. We can learn fraction through wheels.
No, ma'am. I'm asking, what is the shape of the wheel?
Sphere, ma'am.
Exactly. Yes.
Sphere, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Sphere, ma'am.
So that concept is introduced here. So gone are those days when we were teaching, okay, addition, put 5 sums, subtraction, put 5 sums, multiplication 5 sums, division 5 sums. Okay, give them some homework. Finished. No. CBSE as well as NEP insists on making the children think creatively, analytically, logically, and especially critically. Critical thinking should happen. So we have to provide room for all these thinking skills. So our should also be worded in that way and also should be framed in that way. Understood, teachers? Shall we move to the next one? Experiential learning. Already I dealt this, but again I'm doing it as a separate one. Now, in that experiential learning, if you look at the first one, there are certain activities which are listed. They are day-to-day activities. Bathing, drinking water, washing utensils, then washing clothes. All these happens at all the homes. Am I right, teachers? These are the household chores. All these happen in everyday life. But what are the containers that are used for this purposes? For bathing, what are the containers that are used? A bucket and a mug. Then drinking water. Tumbler. If I'm at home, I use a tumbler. If I take a water bottle, which one will be more? Which one will be more? What to say? Apt, and which one is used to use that water effectively, not by wasting it. Tumbler. Tumbler, exactly.
Tumbler, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is tumbler. Next, washing utensils. Is it a dishwasher or a tub or the running water that is coming from your tap? Children know what is dishwasher. Which is going to consume less water? Tub. Exactly.
Tub.
Next, washing clothes.
Washing machine.
Washing
Bucket.
machine, a bucket. A bucket of water, which is going to consume less.
Bucket will consume less.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And look at the next one. I have also touched on culinary skills. Do you think that they need culinary skills? Should always mothers cook only in the kitchen? Why not children help them in the kitchen? Have you seen children coming to the kitchen? Kitchen to the
Yes,
chapati.
ma'am.
They love to make dolls out of the chapati dough. Correct? Yes, children love to do
Yes.
that. So now at that time, how am I going to make myself equipped to teach children small things which will develop their culinary skills? So here it's a nice one. Children love dates. Here it is a dates and nuts laddu. So mother is preparing dates and nuts laddu. Usually what will happen when they buy dates and nuts or any other whatever it is? Immediately when they open the packet, they love to take one and eat, isn't it? Instead of before storing it in the bottle, immediately they will take and eat. These are all the common features in all the house, correct? So they will immediately relate. Yes, ma'am. Even I will love to eat almonds, ma'am. I love to eat pistachios, ma'am. I love cashews. I love raisins. I love dates. All these answers will come, correct? So like that, this is a situation where one child ate like that. So the mother, she bought the materials, she bought the items, sorry, not materials, she bought the items to prepare this laddu. But what happened? Before the preparation could happen, some of it were already eaten. So was she able to prepare the required number of laddus that she planned? Will she be able to do?
No, ma'am.
Not at all. So here, what concept am I bringing? Subtraction, correct? That was brought was not there at the end of the day to prepare the laddu, correct? So that concept I have brought in, and to make it more interesting, I have given a situation where mother bought things to make 25 dates and nuts laddu. She brought the items to make 25 laddus. Yes, made out of dates and nuts for Diwali. I love dates and nuts. So what did I do? So I ate a part of it. On and off. What is the meaning of on and off? As and when they visit the kitchen, they'll take and eat that. If I love that, definitely I'll start doing that. My mother could make only a dozen laddus. She planned for 25, but she made only dozen, which means they should know what is a dozen, 12. My sister was very angry and started calculating the number of laddus that she missed because I ate the dates and nuts. What would have happened if mother would have prepared 25 laddus? She would have given it to both the children, isn't it? Yes, it is for the children. But now ultimately she prepared only 12. So who is going to get less in number? The sister, isn't it? Why? Because I already ate the dates and nuts and I'm also getting the laddu. So my sister is angry with me. So help her do it. What does that actually mean here? We have to do the subtraction and find out how many are both going to get. Okay, fine. This will be definitely interesting. If you start this, no, you will land upon many such situations when you teach this in the class. Next one is social skills. I'm left with 5 minutes. Definitely I'll finish it off. So how are these social skills going to develop in mathematics? Are these social skills very important? Or how am I going to frame questions involving social skills? So class 3 students went for a picnic. That is for an educational tour. So when on their way, they saw some handicrafts. They happened to see some handicrafts and they were so enthusiastic to see the designs and the patterns on those handicrafts. Of course, they are related to the patterns that was taught by their teacher. So they are learning about the patterns in the handicrafts. And look at the next one about the mat. The place which is known for making these kind of mats. We are keeping them informed that the place Pathamadai is known for making these kind of maths. Of course, social awareness. Yes. And the next one is about the Kashmiri carpet. Carpet is famous in Kashmir. So children immediately love to learn all these things because it is related to something social awareness. Correct? Next one, analytical skills, which all of you spoke about. How is this analytical skills going to be imparted to children? Through mathematics. See, look at the first one. It is just not an addition problem. After doing the addition, they have to arrange the sum from greatest to smallest. So two skills are involved. One is addition and the other one is arrangement from greatest to smallest. So two skills, when they have to do, it is not easy for children. So their analytical skills take place. And the next one, if you see the pattern, they have to observe the pattern and they have to continue the pattern. Next one, strengthening numeracy skills. Why is numeracy very important? Because we are dealing with maths. Maths is full of numbers. So strengthening numeracy through maths is very, very important. Ultimately, that is our aim also. So numbers play a major role in strengthening the numeracy skills. So how are these skills going to develop? I'm going to give them enough space in all the four operations. It's not mere addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, which what are all the other ways it can be done. So now look at the next, look at the bottommost one, using division horizontally, not the long division method. They are going to do it quickly using the methods that we have taught them, and very important, they have already been taught the tables and they have memorized the tables. So now that is going to help them to solve these division sums. The next one is Anubhav Ganitam. This I will deal it in the next class, not now. I'm just showing that slide. Anubhav Ganitam is experiential learning, and what are all the lab activities that is going to be done in the class.